ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Richmond International Raceway as we get set for the second to last race of the season, or excuse me, regular season. The second to last race of the regular season as the chase is near. I believe we have about 4 spots remaining with 2 races left. So it's going to definitely be a fight for those who don't have a win, but also a fight for those who are trying to win to get in. On the pole we have Kyle Matthews alongside Shane Lake in the 37. I'm not alone. I'm being joined up here in the commentary booth with none other than Mr. NNSCRA himself, Seth Cole. Seth, thank you for joining me up here.
Hey, great to be here. I mean, a couple weeks ago we had that great fuel strategy race at New Hampshire, and here tonight, I mean, a lot of people consider Richmond a short track, so we could see a fuel strategy race here tonight, and to be here in the booth is wonderful Pistachio. Shameless plug, it's there in the screen. Anyway.
Yep. It's going to be a good race. We're going to get the command to fire the engines here. Command to fire the engines has been given. The Budweiser All Pro Series pace car pulls off pit lane. Seth, what are your keys to victory here at Richmond?
Is track position. Like we said, Richmond's a short track. It is a 2-lane track, but it is not the easiest track to pass at. So I think you're going to see a lot of these guys up here towards the front, probably be up here towards the front for a majority of this race, unless we end up having green flag pit stops. And the reason that I say that is this is maybe one of the most difficult tracks to get onto pit road because it's got an infield wall separating the pit road from the racetrack, and you've got that wall coming up on you really quickly out of turn 4. So we see a lot of drivers mess up the entry to the corner, so that might be a big factor in the outcome of tonight's race.
It's very true. As we're coming off of turn number 4, green flag is out. Kyle Matthews with a great start over Shane Lake. Now we want to also point out that last week at Texas World, we saw on a restart Elijah Gordon take the lead away from, I believe it was James Qualls, who was dominating that race at Texas World. He took the lead away on a late race restart, and he ended up winning. So Elijah Gordon back here, he locked himself up a spot in the Budweiser All Pro Series chase for the championship.
What a time to turn his season around, too. I mean, his win last week at Texas World only moved him up to 36th in points. That shows you what a struggling year they've had. And the fact he was able to qualify 9th for tonight's race here shows that as we approach the playoffs, this is the right time to start getting into a consistent run. So, you know, if he continues to do it here tonight, if he does it next week in Indianapolis, we might have to look at him as someone that might be a favorite to move on to the round of 12.
It's very possible. And speaking of bad seasons, here's Kyle Matthews up here leading his first laps in a race since I don't even know when.
But again, you know, kind of along the same lines as Elijah Gordon, Kyle Matthews picked up a couple spots after a decent run last week at Texas World, so maybe that team's starting to get things turned around. They, I believe, are 39th in points coming into this race. And I kind of found it interesting, too, because you look at Kyle Matthews out here in front. Look who he's got behind him. You got Charles Sanford there in second, Trent Dunham in third. 2 drivers that have gone to victory lane multiple times this season. They already know they're locked into the chase, so Kyle Matthews has 2 hungry wolves behind him. They're basically trying to get as many wins as possible before the playoffs begin. So Kyle's got his hands full here if these 2 are able to run him down.
That's very true, and don't forget Kyle Matthews is pretty much in a win to get in situation. Kyle Matthews has no choice. Yeah, he has no choice but to win in order to get into the chase because that's how far down in points he is.
Too, you know, our last couple of weeks, we've ended up having, you know, winners for the first time. Seth Cole went in New Hampshire. You mentioned Elijah Gordon winning last week. So, as you said, up to this point, 12 of our 16 spots are filled in with race winners, and only 4 spots at this point available for drivers to get in via points. Drivers coming into this race that are down, you know, the highest without a win.
Oh, we have an accident. I hear it.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, the 48's around. The 42, the 6. Oh! The 41.
Oh, Levi McIntyre with a hard hit.
Yep, and Joshua Sekuli. And thus the cautions start here at Richmond. Caution is out. Kyle Matthews is going to lead him back to the line.
Probably the last flag Kyle Matthews wanted to see because that's just brought everybody back to his back bumper for a restart.
Oh yeah. Not to mention possible pit stops coming here as well. If everybody can catch back up to the back of this 9 car, the 09 might have a good clean pit stop if the rest of the field can't catch up to them. Pit road is open.
When the caution came out, I think Kyle Matthews was the only car that had crossed the line. And so that's why they were separated like that. No, he's got maybe a car length over Sanford coming to pit road, so they might be able to still get him out ahead.
That's very true. Keep an eye on. We're going to keep an eye on the 09 here, as we're going to get through around the pit stops before we go see what happened to bring out the caution flag. So we're going to keep our camera here at the end of pit road.
Pistachios.
Yep, wonderful pistachios. Oh no, that was pretty interesting. We went 10 laps basically without a caution, so.
We had double wide start, so wow, Kyle Matthews, the battle off pit road. I'm surprised he didn't, he has the first pit stop. I'm surprised he didn't just drive out straight. He decided to go off into the that are available there instead. Usually when you have that number 1 pit stop, you can just drive straight out towards the commitment line, but
yeah, that's true. All right, we're gonna go take a look and see what happened to bring out our first caution of the night. So stay tuned. Alright, we're back here looking to see at what happened to bring out the caution. You see Seth Cole here, almost 3 wide with Qualls and Alfredo Faggio, and Alfredo just right there hooks the back of Seth off of turn 2, and Seth is trying everything he can. He's turning the car right there, bounces a good impact off the inside safer barrier, and then he kind of just has to try to drive his car, try to merge back into traffic here. As you see him, he
awful entry into 3. There's just no way you can go that straight into a corner like this.
Hits the apron, kind of drifts himself up the track into the back, right there in the Levi McIntyre. Seth sideways already and uses the 42 of Michael Whitman to correct himself, while the 42, 41, and the 6 all careen off into the wall.
He was trapped up on the outside line, and he's going to get into the 42 of Whitman, but I'm not sure.
I'm tempted to see what happened to the 48 car.
Yeah, something happened with those two separate to this.
What with LaPlante here? Let's see. LaPlante and Joshua Sekuli here.
Into the 90. Oh, yeah, LaPlante gets on the brakes.
Wow.
47 doesn't. It gets into his right rear.
Yeah, Joshua Sekuli hooked 48 car into the wall, and then the 47 car, I guess you could say, got a bit of karma when he just runs right into the back of Levi McIntyre. He escapes the 482, then runs right into the back of Levi.
Yeah, he's had a couple of bad races too, has Sekuli. I mean, he's got multiple wins, so he's locked into the playoffs, but he had a poor performance back at New Hampshire, I'm sorry. And now trouble here. I mean, maybe the short tracks and the shorter tracks, the flatter tracks, not the high-speed tracks. Maybe those are his Achilles heel, and might be something to look at when we get into the playoffs. And I just want to point out real quickly too, Seth Cole got wrecked by a pasta dish, and then decided to wreck another pasta dish in mac and cheese. So.
All right, we'll be right back with the restart. Welcome back here to the Richmond International Raceway as we're getting ready for the restart here. As you see, Joshua Sekuli is the only car to have retired from the race. Levi McIntyre, Austin LaPlante, and Jordan Lopez in 17 are all 1 lap down. Kyle Matthews leads us back to the green. We're back underway.
Bad enough with multiple winners in Sanford and Dunham 2nd and 3rd. You got another multi-time winner there in 4th, Josh Drake.
Yeah. Kyle has definitely got his work cut out for him, as it looks like the 6, the 48, and the 17 aren't that far off the pace.
As Charles Sanford got just as good a start as Kyle Matthews did, and he's all over the back bumper of his teammate.
Yeah, he is. Charles Sanford, he's going to put the pressure on him.
My memory back here of these two, their experience here at Richmond. If I remember correctly, Kyle Matthews has a Hershey's Cup Series win here at Richmond, so you think maybe the experience factor goes into his favor, but then again, Charles Sanford has nothing to lose.
I got to point out one other thing. We all know how Charles Sanford is when it comes to wrecking his teammates.
Yeah, right. Your quarter panel is off limits.
Auto Club earlier this year, remember? There goes Charles Sanford to the inside. Now, the outside line does sometimes get a good run.
Right there, you saw Sanford drove it in deep. Can he continue it off the corner?
Oh, they're still side by side. Nope, and that's going to allow the one to catch up. And Charles Sanford now takes the lead away from Kyle Matthews.
All 4 tires out of the dark gray there in 3 and 4. If you're on that outside line, you want to at least have your left sides down in that dark road. Oh, wow, Kyle, even through 1 and 2, that car looked really loose.
I think he might have over-adjusted on that car.
Run the tires so hard here on restarts, they get really slick really quickly, and I think that might have been what happened to Kyle. And now you see Trent Dunham starting to close in for second. You got to know that, we got trouble in the front straightaway.
Oh, yes, we do. And it seemed like they've saved it for the most part, but I do think the caution is out. Yep, caution is out. So they're coming to take the caution flag now. Let's watch this because when they get bottled up, these cars do not like to slow down, ARCA brakes.
Be okay.
I think so as well. That 17 car, though.
If they hadn't front straightaway, we might have had a stack up.
Yeah, and here comes the cars. Looks like they're still kind of stacking up back here, trying to get ready as they're going to come down the racetrack and in the pit road one more time, this time on lap 20. So about 10 laps after the first round of pit stops.
Sense certain. I was trying to look and see the drivers, if anybody had damage on the front straightaway. We might have to focus on the 34 of Trey Wright. I think he had damage, but momentarily what happened. And this is going to be interesting here because remember, Kyle Matthews has that number 1 pit stall. Let's see if with qualifying on pole, if that's going to help him here after losing the lead to his teammate Charles Sanford.
Yep. Keeping an eye on it right now, actually. Charles Sanford's going to definitely get his pit stop completed before the 09 car. Let's see.
A swing around Shane Lake, and still going to get around Kyle Matthews.
Wow,
Matthews lost some spots.
Kyle Matthews definitely lost a couple of spots. That's going to allow Trent Dunham.
And Davis, Friesen, Rowe all got around him.
Tough pit stop there for the 09 and Kyle Matthews, as they're going to go take a look and see what happened to bring out the caution for again here at Richmond. Alright, we're looking here at the left car of Levi McIntyre. I think Daniel Bouchard, he is a rookie, got a little impatient with the 6. Trying to get around him, he just clips him into Alfredo Faggio, and the 6 car just turns right up into the wall.
And Brock, he does get a little piece, but not bad. And then watch the stack up here. This is where Trey Wright gets involved. Right there, the 5 of Jonathan Zorlin runs into the back of him. And a little left side damage. Well, maybe not damage, but contact for Nathan Hudson in the 21.
Yep.
The front part of the pack, they were really careful, made their way around the lap traffic. When you get here towards the middle of the field, they get a lot more anxious. And so that's, I think, why we saw the fact that Daniel Bouchard was not willing to ride behind the lap car of Levi McIntyre 1 lap longer.
Yeah. All right, well, that's what happened to bring out the caution for the second time tonight. Let's go back up for the restart. Welcome back to the Richmond International Raceway as we're getting ready for the restart here. Braking development under caution. Apparently, Emmanuel Hartnett, whose dismal season continues, has a camshaft issue, and he will finish 41st. As you see the lap car...
You could have used a better term than braking, but okay.
Patrick Smith in the 41, he is not your leader, but he is on the tail end of the lead lap, so if he can stay in front of Charles Sanford and another caution comes out, he can get back onto the lead lap.
Not only that, Jordan Lopez was able to stay to the inside of Charles Sanford, so, watch the 1 of Trent Dunham, the 14 of Andrew Davis, see if they can get to the inside maybe here if Lopez makes a move on Sanford to battle for the lead. But I'll tell you, I'm looking here at our playoff picture, and there are 3 drivers. Oh, we had a trouble in turn 1. Is the caution out?
I don't think so.
For smoke in turn one, though, somebody I think got rear quarter panel, went sideways but saved it.
Could have been James Qualls, possibly. Shane Lake's on pit lane, but no caution.
No yellow. But going back to what I was saying, as far as the playoff picture, some drivers that have some big smiles on their faces, seeing who's in the top two, would include Cole Deaver, Dylan Poteet, and Andrew Davis, because they are the top three in points without a win. We have a repeat winner here tonight, and we have a new winner next week in Indianapolis. We're guaranteed 3 drivers will make it in on points, and right now the 3 I mentioned would be in those positions.
Should have done them. Oh, caution is out. The caution is out. I see the caution lights on. We have another caution, and unfortunately for the 41, he's stuck behind the 03 as they take the caution flag.
Caution came out 1 lap too late. Is that Kyle Matthews back on pit road? Involved.
I saw Shane Lake.
But I'm pretty sure I saw the 09.
Oh my gosh, Kyle Matthews.
Ow.
Kyle. Jesus, man.
Bad day goes worse.
Or you could say a good day, because he was still having a good points day. Charles Sanford comes down pit lane.
That goes worse.
Yeah. Charles Sanford down pit lane.
He's coming to pit road. I mean, something says to me these guys are really lacking for grip. They're wanting to get tires every caution here.
Well, they've all basically retired, it looks like, unless they just pulled out of pit lane. Alright, let's see how this is going to go. I'm anxious to see, as we're basically halfway here. 2-tire stop for Charles Sanford. Was 2 tires. Ooh, could that come into play later?
4. Davis went with 2.
Some new players up here. Look at this.
Wow.
I guess that's why they call it pit strategy. All right, well, let's go take a look and see at what happened to bring up the caution as things get set here at Richmond. All right, we're looking back here. We have looking back at Kyle Matthews. This right here isn't the incident that brings out the caution, but as you see, Kyle Matthews just shoves Levi into the wall. I guess Kyle had enough of Levi's getting in his way as a lap car. Levi didn't appreciate that so much. So, tempers flaring here at Richmond.
I'll tell you what, we call it a short track, short tempers. And yeah, Kyle had been stuck behind Levi for 2 or 3 laps there. And it dropped outside of the top 10 as a result of being stuck behind the 6. And
whoa!
Oh, Shelton off the nose of Hudson.
Yep, Shelton right there trying to watch out. Nathan Hudson didn't really notice or care as he came off the corner. Then Shelton, Kyle Matthews. Oh, so Kyle Matthews had a hand in Shelton. Yep, and there goes Shelton right there into Cody Smart.
What were you saying about the teammates wrecking each other? Yeah, okay, let's move on.
Yeah, right. And Shelton flips over and onto Cody Smart, and that's what brought out the caution flag. Somehow she flipped over and was able to keep her car going.
Well, I mean, that was actually really hard hit into the outside safer barrier for both Shelton and Cody Smart.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you. I'm surprised both of them able to continue, at least leaving the scene of the accident.
And then,
oh, we got another car, the 13.
I think something broke on his car.
Looks like there's a mechanical failure.
Yep. Well, he comes to a stop and teleports to pit lane. Let's go back up for the restart here and see what's going to happen. And we're back live here at Richmond. As I once again missed the restart, but
purely professional.
Look at this, the 03 car stuck on the outside, and here comes the 14 of Andrew Davis.
One of those 3 drivers that would have gotten in via points. He wants to go into business for himself. He wants a win heading into the playoffs.
All thanks to James Qualls, bit of a lap car there, and it's going to be Andrew Davis that's going to go to the inside. Now Andrew Davis, for the 03, Charles Sanford slips up. That's going to allow the 43 of Benjamin Miles, who took 2 tires under that last caution, get a run.
And some of these guys up here towards the front we haven't talked about here. I was going to say, is Kyle Matthews on the lead lap, but he's not. He's back there towards the top 5, but it's not a lead lap car. But, you know, you're seeing Davis up here. We hadn't really talked much about him. Benjamin Miles is up here. You've got the 3 up here. I think Kev Shearer's cracked the top 10. Jay Jefferson's up here. So you're realizing as the season winds down, all these drivers realize that pretty much their best way to make the playoffs is win. So they're using the strategy to try and gain track position.
Yes, they are. Andrew Davis has pulled quite a bit of a lead now over Charles Sanford. Qualls, he's not giving up without a fight. So he may be a lap car, but he is definitely up to speed, at least, or so it seems. As here comes Kev Shearer battling for fourth place.
Speaking of Qualls, I'm pretty sure back on that last restart when I saw smoke up in turn 1, but they didn't have the yellow flag thrown, Qualls was probably part of that since he's damaged but not exactly off the pace.
That's very possible. Andrew Davis still here. Oh, I hear wrecking again. Oh, the 13 of Igor Barato gets spun, but oh, we have a massive accident on the front straightaway. I see the 62.
The car right up there, Tony Green.
Caution is going to be out. Let's see what's going to happen with these lap cars as they are slow up here.
Oh, uh-oh. The wall is an option. Back here, Alexander Rowe, Johnny Gardner.
Yeah, I think they managed to all... Oh, there's a stack up a little bit.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm not liking this.
Easy. Good grief, 3 wide under pacing. 4 wide almost under pacing. Oh, no. Don't force someone into the barrels.
Oh, I heard it. Oh! Who was that?
Someone hit it.
It's Charles Sanford!
Holy cow!
Oh, Charles Sanford. I can't get a good camera angle. Charles Sanford. Oh God, I don't even know. I've lost track of this race. Oh, what happened?
Holy cow!
All right. You know what? Let's just go take a look at the restart and see what happens after this. All right, we're looking at the 62 of Tony Green here. 3 wide, never really works at Richmond. O'Neal Baldwin, Nathan Hudson here. Hudson's going to turn Baldwin in the 4. And Kyle Langland goes for a spin. The 10 car spins. Dylan Poteet is just kind of in the middle here. He finishes off
William Brock.
62.
Oh, look at
Trent's
boxed up there.
Daniel Bouchard, Trent stuck up there. I was wondering why he was in the back.
Your screen. Bouchard got hit from behind by Johnny Gardner and Alexander Rowe.
Cody Lamas in the 22.
Oh, I'm sorry. Rowe's up on the right side of the screen. That was actually Faggio who got in the back of Gardner.
Just all kinds of melee and chaos here at Richmond as in the closing stages.
Poteet squeezing through. I think he might have gotten through relatively unscathed. And remember, he's fighting for a spot in the playoffs.
That's very true. We'll have to wait. Let's wait and see here what's going to happen as we're going to go back up for the restart so I don't miss a thing. Alright, well this is what happens to Charles Sanford as he's coming to pit lane here. His own teammate Jess decides to cut him off, and technically she should get a penalty for that because she passed the commitment
line.
And Cody Smart just says...
I think Cody Smart had to do the same thing.
Cody Smart, he's apparently wasn't very smart. And that cost both Benjamin Miles, as you can't really see here, but he has damage, and Charles Sanford. They both have DNF from this race. So that's what happened there. We're gonna go back up for the restart. Dylan Young come to a stop. Well, we have a bunch more retirees and a bunch of cars 1 lap down. But Andrew,
a very strange looking restart from 5th place on back.
Uh-oh, something happened with the 3?
The 3
Something's happening with the 3. I think the 3 has a mechanical issue. He's trying to get off of the racetrack.
Oh, Lord. He's going to force Qualls into the tires.
Oh, they spun out James Qualls.
Oh, green. Oh, no, they are going green. Never mind.
Green flag in this chaos-ensued race here. Andrew Davis still with the lead. I guess I don't think the 92 car is quite up. Well, maybe he is. Whoa, the 92.
Wow.
Oh my God, they're putting him through. Guys, stop.
Oh no, guys, it didn't work last time. It won't work this time.
Oh, that's gonna extend that
Okay.
lead. Oh my God. That's gonna extend the lead of the 14 because of all these lapped cars.
Reason passing all the Toyotas. He got by Carson Gum, he got by Jay Jefferson, he got by Kevin
Caution
Shearer.
is
He's
out.
up to second.
Oh no, it's Dylan Poteet.
Poteet.
Michael Whitman, Dylan Poteet. The 14 car takes the caution. I just heard more
Piling
scraping.
up like cordwood here. Good gracious.
'62 looks like has more damage. Dylan Poteet. Let's see if these cars come back down
Eighth in
pit road
points
or
did
not.
Dylan Poteet.
That's very tough for Dylan. That's going to cost him probably a lot of points. No pitting this time though. We're going to go. Actually, I don't know. Do you really want to go back and see what happened? Cause yeah, maybe we will, but I don't think I'll show it. So we'll be back. Alright, we're back up here getting ready for the restart with less than 10 laps to go, and because we have less than 10 to go, all the lap cars just stay in their place, which is really retarded, and they should update this game somehow, some way to make it where lap cars have to go to the rear of the field no matter what. But Andrew Davis looks like he's gonna have the lead here. Kev Shearer is in second place.
Our car's back.
Carter Friesen, Jay Jefferson, Carson Gillum, your top 5. As we're coming to the restart, green flag is back out. 8 laps to go.
Explanation of that caution that took place. Tony Green and Dylan Poteet mid-pack got together. Green turning Poteet up into the wall, and Jessica Shelton, Danny Bouchard, and Trent Dunham all getting pieces of that wreck.
Yep. Look at this. Look at the 17. Oh my God.
But he could certainly play a factor if he wrecks the leader.
Jordan Lopez, I just heard wrecking.
Hey, Jefferson just get around there. Oh, Bouchard!
I saw
saved
smoke,
it.
but there's no caution.
McIntyre's still going. Rowe is still going.
Now the
And there's
caution is out. What happened? I don't see a wreck.
I think it was for. I think the 9 was completely the wrong way, so I think they had to throw a yellow. I think he 360'd.
Maybe, but no, the caution is out. And Jay Jefferson has moved into the second place, only 2 cars behind. We might have a green-white checkered. We might have ourselves a green-white checkered, so we're going to go ahead and take a look and see if that is indeed the case of a green-white checkered. Welcome back here to the Richmond International Raceway, where we're going to have a 1-lap shootout to determine the winner here at Richmond. Andrew Davis is the leader. Jay Jefferson, 2 cars behind him, is second. His teammate, Carson Gum, 3rd. Carter Friesen in 4th. Kev Shearer, 5th.
Okay. For Andrew Davis, I mean, he came into this race looking like he'd make it into the playoffs via points, but it's like he's going to ensure himself a spot in the playoffs if he can keep Jay Jefferson at bay. Also, an explanation of that last caution, a fan threw a Chase Elliott blow-up doll onto the number 9 Napa Chevrolet of Danny Bouchard, causing him to lose visibility, and that's why the wreck happened. So,
green flag is back out. We're back underway, and Andrew Davis takes off.
Patrick Smith's going to get by the 17, but I don't think he's going to get up there. And
wreck in the back.
Teammate.
Wreck in the back. A caution come. Oh, the 14's pitting.
What? Davis is pitting. What?
14 pitting. Jay Jefferson just stole the victory.
What?
What just happened?
What?
What in the world just happened?
Richmond, that's what just happened.
Oh my goodness, and there's everybody wrecking.
Guys, the race is over.
Stop
They
it.
can stop wrecking each other.
I have no idea what just happened, but the
Just
11,
broke loose.
the 11 of, the 11 of, oh, I can't even talk.
Next delivers, but this is ridiculous.
Jay Jefferson takes the checkered flag. We're gonna go watch him do his burnouts and the carnage, and be right back for the results.
Cleaning up the track for the next half hour.
We're back here looking at Andrew Davis. Somehow, surprisingly, got that win. I have no clue how he pulled it off. More importantly, I have no idea why Andrew Davis decided to come to pit road like he did.
That's the big question of why he came to pit road. I mean, we saw a number of drivers have some mechanical problems, the 3 and the 13, but RCR motors, so I don't know why that would have affected a Stewart-Haas racing car like Andrew Davis, but that's a tough break for him. But right place, right time for Jay Jefferson, though, and as consequence, we're going to see him in the playoffs.
Yep. Andrew Davis now taking that number 11 car. All the other cars are in the garage. Andrew Davis looking for victory lane. Well, let's see if he can actually find victory lane. He's a rookie.
Jay Jefferson!
This is his first win ever in the Budweiser All Pro Series. He is a rookie. And it looks like he's found pit lane, or it looks like he's found victory lane. Let's go get the results. Well, Jay Jefferson.
What is life?
Yeah,
What is life?
Really. Jay Jefferson just did probably the best burnouts of his life, as he was just basically handed the victory when the 14 car came to pit lane. I don't know if he ran out of gas or if there was a problem. But he had this, the 14 of Andrew Davis had this race won and finished 14th. Jay Jefferson with the win. Well, we have a new first-time winner this season.
We do. There's only 3 spots left up for grabs now in the playoffs.
I have no idea on...
I mean, look at our top 4. You got teammates Jefferson Gum there out of Joe Gibbs Racing. Then you got Front Row Motorsports, Carter Friesen and Trey Wright. Remember, Trey Wright was in, I think, what, our 2nd or 3rd caution. So a great comeback for him.
Yep, Kev Shears.
Got some names that also were in wrecks.
Yeah.
He was in a wreck. I think he got into the back of Trey Wright, actually, in that wreck we were just talking about. William Brock, he got spun by Elijah Gordon 2 cautions ago and battled back for 8th.
2 cautions? I think you mean like 5 cautions ago.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Well, I think the race will...
9th, Seth Cole there for 10th. And despite that Chase Elliott blow-up doll, Daniel Bouchard finished 11th.
Yeah.
What a warrior.
Michael Whitman, Trent Dunham finished 17th, so safe to say going into Indianapolis next week that the regular season points leader will be Seth Cole, I think.
I think you're right. And I also look, too, I mean, there's a couple of drivers that might be safe making it on points. Cole Deaver brought it home 15th. And, of course, Andrew Davis, even though he didn't win the race, he still managed to finish 13th. I think the driver right now that could be in danger, I think you're going to see Dylan Poteet and John Zorlin maybe battling for that final spot, provided we don't have another first-time winner go to victory lane next week in Indianapolis.
That's very true. You see the second half here, everybody who's wrecked or lapped down or whatever. So I don't even really know what to say about this. This has been a wild and crazy production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best. I want to thank Seth Cole for joining me in the commentator's booth. And, well, Seth, anything to say? Well, alright, see you later, everybody, until we meet again.